You light off?
Yep. Here in the dark is Lisa cooking our breakfast.
Morning.
I'm sorry, trail snail. I'll get it right one of these days. As we're getting ready to get ourselves all packed up and headed out, we found a nice forestry road we had packed in for about probably a quarter of a mile. Our water, so we could be able to stay here. Here we pitched the tent on Forestry Road. Hopefully it's not too dark and you can kind of get the gist of where we're at. So we're packing up and headed out for another day. We'll talk with you later.
Good morning, Trail Snail here, a little more awake than I was earlier. We camped here last night at 6.6 from Lemon Gap. There was a campsite at 6.4. However, there were some people there and it really wasn't made for more than one tent. And then somebody else came, so they would have had 3. Would have been pretty crazy. So we came on down about a half a mile maybe and found this nice little old road. And it used to be gravel. You can still feel the gravel a little bit, but for the most part, it's grassy and nice and soft, so it's a really good camp spot. If you do come from Lemon Gap, make sure that you get water up by that campsite. There's a good waterfall there. You got little pools you can get water from. So we'll talk to you later on the trail. Hello, here we are at Flow Gap. As you see, we have 1,914 miles to go to our final destination some many years from now. We have done 265 from Springer. We've actually done the approach trail to Springer, which is another 7.8, so 273-ish. It was a pretty nice little walk down here this morning. We got a lot of downhill today into Hot Springs, and hopefully a nice meal and maybe a bath. Well, you don't know.
We've passed Flow Gap, and we're headed onto our nice footbridge across the little creek. Let me get my feet on the banks and take you across with me. Yes, that log is a little wobbly, but everything is good. And look there, look at these huge shell fungus. And she's across. We have started our we hope a descent now and gone to Lamb's Knob. We get a first glimpse of beautiful fall colors coming through on the trail. And hopefully this descent goes to our next little climb, and then we're down to Hot Springs. Hi, we're hiking, and this is an area where they have the lampshade spider. And if you can see, the spider is sitting right there, waiting for something to come and tweak his web. So, we won't bother him. We'll hope he gets a nice breakfast. So as you pass Deer Park Shelter, there's 2 graves here on the side of people who were previous landowners of the national park. We're going to actually be coming up on Craig Gap here. Hopefully you can read this. This is Ava Craig, October 13th, 1882, November 3rd, 1940. Absent, not dead.
That was a long time. Hi, it's Trail Snail at Deer Park Mountain. And this mountain was Cherokee land back before us white men ran them away. But in the early 1700s, in 1763, the treaty was made with King George that he would protect the Cherokees from the revolutionary people. So they sided with him, and he couldn't really protect them. And so it was like a promise made in the dark. So it wasn't just our own people who lied to the Indians, it was others as well. In 1776, General Rutherford came across the Broad River, which we'll see in a little bit, and massacred a bunch of Indians, and the rest he sold to slavery. And then in 1780, after the Battle of Kings Mountain, John Sevier led an ambush and slaughtered many Indians here as well. So this was an area of great sorrow, really, in our nation's history.
All right, we've reached Hot Springs, elevation 1326. This is actually the lowest area on the southern Appalachian Trail that we are going to be. You can see all the mileage here on the sign. Beautiful plaque placed by the Carolina Mountain Club for the Appalachian Trail, celebrating the golden anniversary. And yes, got little sprinkles a day. With those sprinkles, we've been trying to make sure we don't get anything wet. So with that, we're headed on into Hot Springs. Woohoo! We've now descended past Hot Springs Gap. We've come down that cliff, some very nice stairs. And now we have crossed over the first road we've seen since we have been with the double yellow line. And now we know where to go. Off on the trail.